Hello everyone, it's Elizabeth here and welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about risk, specifically the three types of risk that we face on our projects. You might think, well, risk is risk, but actually there are distinct types of risk that projects face, and the more we understand those, the better it is for us, because we can plan and then deal with any of the things that may well come along. Identifying risk is the first step to being able to effectively manage it in whatever action steps you want to take. So understanding where our risks are is really important. So let's look at the first type of risk, hazard risk. This is what many project managers think of, what I think of when I first think about risk. It is the things that might go wrong. They are things that inhibit what you're trying to achieve. It's the classic example of packing an umbrella when you go out for the day because there's a risk of rain. It's things that will help you understand the negative outcomes of what might affect and stop your project. Then we have the second type, opportunity risk. And project management's become a little bit more forward-thinking in the last few years, and we now identify positive things that might affect our projects in a positive way. There's a risk of something fantastic happening, and how are we going to capitalise on that? So those kind of risks are taken in anticipation of the return of a good result. For example, you might double your advertising campaign and take a risk on that in anticipation that you will gain more sales. If it's not a financial return that you're looking for, it could be a reputational return, or it could be about staff or customer morale. It could be about respect of yourself or the organisation in the marketplace. So these are the kind of risks that you could take on your project or in your company that would enhance your business somehow. Then we've got the other type of risk. The third type is just the other bucket, I'm calling it today, and those are control risks, where you take an action because it's the right thing to do, really. For example, buying insurance, the response is expected. It is a industry standard, a national standard, regulatory standard, whatever it is, that you will mitigate against these risks, and you are controlling for the outcome by taking steps. You could argue that they could potentially be negative because you're buying insurance to mitigate against something bad happening, but generally they fall into this category of control because we are taking those action steps to create certainty, or to help create certainty about whatever outcome might happen. So we are doing the action because the response is expected. So we are buying insurance, we are complying with legislation, we are taking the steps that a sensible, normal business person, normal project manager would take in order to be able to address any uncertainties that might result. So you've got those hazard risks, which are things like rain, fire, the cost of steel going up, all the kind of classic examples that we see in project management textbooks, plus the things that are specific to your project. And then you've got the opportunity risks, things that might explode and be fantastic for your company. And then you've got risks around control, where you are taking steps because it's the expected outcome of what you're expected to do. Frankly, it doesn't really matter how you categorise the risks. If those three categories work for you, then fantastic. If you want to change the way that you categorise risk or lump it all together, nobody's going to care, really. As long as you're identifying risk in a solid way, you're covering as many bases as you possibly can, and you have then got those identified risks that you can move on to do management and mitigation plans, fantastic. Whatever labels you want to stick on your categories is up to you and your PMO. Anyway, I hope that was a useful way to think about risk, and I hope you're covering all of those bases in your project today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.